get all the way to the top 4. We haven't seen Luke have a lot of success in the bigger events up to this point. Would be great to see Luke go all the way here. The other top 4 matchup should be Boba versus Sabine. So Philip will start with the initiative, the Alliance Dispatcher. Such a great turn 1 play for Luke. Gui, no turn 1 play. Just claims the initiative, so the shield going on to the Dispatcher. And we see a Luke Skywalker in the hand early for Philip this time around. Took him a while to find Luke in his previous match on stream. He's just going to get down Kanan a turn early with the Alliance Dispatcher. So nice start for Philip and Luke here.
All right, good. I'm glad I didn't miss anything. Just had some baby stuff, but we were back. I'm glad I didn't miss anything.
Totally understand. Kanan did get to come out a turn early because of the Dispatcher.
I'm glad to see. Interesting. I'm really glad to see Alliance Dispatcher utilized. A bunch of the guys that I play with really, really enjoy that card. So I'm glad to see it's being used in the Final Four today.
Oh, man, here comes another big lieutenant.
This is Gui's trademark card. Everybody has theirs, and his is this lieutenant because this thing puts in so much work in every single match.
Yeah, it's been such a great card for Gui. Just as we saw Richard and his wing leaders earlier, Gui has not had any trouble finding lieutenant when he needs it.
Yeah, 100%.
Wing leader follow-up with Philip, though.
Yeah.
Pretty good. So Kanan, a 6/7, is actually going to take the lieutenant off the board and still have 1 health remaining.
And ripping the Space Sentinel unit's going to be nasty. That was a very valued Kanan play right there.
Absolutely. Big play for Philip here on turn 3. Wing leader doing some work, allowing Kanan to go in and clean up the board.
I need to look at Philip's list because it's killing me not knowing how many loose he runs. Because we saw the one already
We've got
today.
2 in hand right now.
Wow, so he really just didn't draw into any in that one game. That's crazy.
We know he has at least 2 because he has 2 in hand. Well, he had 2 in hand. He just resourced one of them. But we are hearing he is on 3, so.
I'd be very surprised if you would run a Luke Skywalker list without 3. But I mean, he was still performing well without seeing it. So props to him. We do confirmation. It is indeed 3.
Open fire coming down for Gui to take out the Kanan Jarrus.
Interesting. Yeah. Okay. That's nice. Pretty standard package. I like it. If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Wing leader into base for 2. 2 open resources left for Gui. Does he have a play here, or is this just a claim the initiative action? So I believe he just passed there. Passed back over to Philip, and Philip puts down the Marine.
Is that a Force Lightning I see? Interesting.
And an Echo Base Defender. Now we
that's a very
do
good turn
see...
for Philip.
Yeah, that's a great turn. We do see entrenched in Gui's hand, and he opted not to play it on one of the units that was put into play this turn. Did not want to play it on Marine, just decided to claim the initiative. And here comes takedown first for Gui. Yep, defender gone.
He's doing a good job of not letting Philip, I guess, get too wide, but Philip still already has 3 bodies out. Is already at 6, so Luke can come out. And Gui doesn't have any field presence whatsoever, so he definitely needs to start doing something. But it looks like his hands are kind of event heavy as well.
So another 2 damage onto base from Wing Leader. I'm assuming Gui is probably just passing here because he's waiting for the Luke to come out to throw down the entrenched. And that is exactly what he does.
Very good call.
Yeah, it was just waiting out the Luke. Dispatcher. And here comes another Luke Skywalker. Gui will claim. Now, keep in mind, we know Gui has a super laser blast in his hand. It was revealed earlier.
Can he survive that long? This Luke board is insane.
Right. Yeah, super laser definitely going to be played next turn. You would have to bet on it.
100%. And Philip doesn't even have any damage on his board yet.
Oh, yeah, Philip no damage on the board.
Oh, that beautiful vanquish.
Yeah, great vanquish there. Way to slow down Philip on this turn before you can get the super laser blast online. If you're Philip, you've got to be careful. Don't want to overextend the board. You know the super laser blast is in hand.
If I'm Philip, I'm actually not going to play anything this turn. I'll literally just swing out with what I have and just claim initiative.
Absolutely.
And then just let Gui drop it and then just rebuild instantly.
Now back over to Gui. You know, that's going to do it. So that's the turn. So I guess Gui had already claimed the initiative.
Yeah.
And Philip did exactly what you said. He did not put anything else down onto the board.
Yeah, it's not worth getting blown up.
Absolutely. There comes the super laser blast right away.
Yep. And I'm glad they both understood. No one messed around. They knew exactly what was about to happen. And I'm glad that Gui could recognize that, because I know a lot of people sometimes they're like, oh, let me see if he plays one more thing and then I can drop in and get a lot more value. But when you put yourself into that kind of mindset, your opponent just starts swinging away and now you're just taking unnecessary damage.
And now how does Philip respond? He has a U-Wing reinforcement in hand, so he can potentially just reload the board right away again.
I'd be surprised with that. I'd be very surprised if that's not what he does.
Trying to think out the play. It is going to be U-Wing reinforcement.
Yep.
Let's see if Philip can get some good hits here.
Such a good card.
Now we see, looks like he's picking out Bright Hope and Wing Leader as the 2 that he put down.
Ooh, Echo Base Defender with the... this is almost rough, because I was going to say Echo Base Defender and Wing Leader, have Wing Leader boost up Echo Base Defender, but then the issue with playing into Blue Villainy is that you can put all the upgrades and shields and protection on something you want, and then just a single vanquish comes down and it's just absolutely obliterated.
Right. So it is going to be Bright Hope and Wing Leader, and the Wing Leader will give us a very bright hope in space. And
Vader comes out.
deploying Vader. Yeah.
Something I think that's really cool and a little bit thematic is the fact that Vader can give damage to anybody, even space units, which, as we saw in the Kenobi show, how he can like catch a ship that's taking off mid-flight and just pull it back down to
Right.
Earth. It's pretty cool. That's what I think every single time I attack with Vader and I deal 2 damage to a space unit.
Philip with the initiative. I think he likely has to respect the potential of a vanquish play. Do you think he goes right in with
Oh,
Bright
100%.
Hope? No, he doesn't. He doesn't. He plays Restored Arc first.
I wonder if he's like testing the water. He's like, oh, let's see.
Right.
He might have also played something down out of fear of Power of the Dark Side.
Okay, yeah, that's a great point too. So you have to worry about Power of the Dark Side. Vanquish also an option. And the Force Lightning's just going to clean it up. So there goes Bright Hope.
Ooh.
Another
The small amount of
Restored Arc.
damage that he's dealt is going to be just totally undone next turn.
So Darth Vader goes in for 5, 2 damage onto one of the Restored Arcs. And then an Echo Base Defender and a shield on the Defender.
Yep. What's nice about this, at least, is that his Vader's totally like unfazed currently. So if he wanted to, like, I'm sure in this scenario you probably have to attack Vader and deal the 2 damage to the arc, but in an ideal world, you can just attack an Echo Base Defender, proccing Vader to deal the 2 damage to get rid of the shield first, and then just clear through the Echo Base Defender. But you can't let 2 space units go unchecked, especially when they're going to restore damage to your opponent's base.
And here comes Vigilance. My goodness, Vigilance has done so much work in this tournament for Gui. Taking out the Echo Base Defender, heal 5. Two damage coming across the board for Philip. He'll get to restore.
Vader doing Vader things.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's literally at this point just Vader against an entire like space armada.
Right. Yeah, Philip does not seem to have any kind of answer for Vader.
I'm sure Gui wishes he still had that SN. Ooh. I guarantee if he says no, yeah, I was going to say if he says no, he's going to draw something crazy off of this.
Yeah, definitely. I, at this stage, certainly can't give Gui 3 cards.
Oh, the redemption's going to feel horrendous here. Because you can't heal more than 6 and then Vader just clears him. Oh, no, what? Redemption's 9? I guess so. You can heal up to 7 before you're in danger. Yep.
The problem is here, so Redemption comes down.
I'd only do like 5.
But Guy's certainly going to claim the initiative here.
Mm-hmm.
And the chances are pretty good, pretty high that Gui would have removal right away for Redemption.
Well, he would have to attack with Vader
Everything he has
first
in his hand.
to ping the shield.
Okay, so yeah, we've got the shield on.
He at least should theoretically be able to get a swing in before Gui clears it. Unless he just outright vanquishes it, then that's just
Yeah,
feels real
that's what
bad.
I'm thinking. A Vanquish would just be so good right here, being able to
Is that a super
take it
laser
out
blast?
right away. Yeah, I think he picked up another super laser blast. So Philip will go into base for 6 damage with Redemption.
Ugh, can't use force choke here. That's unfortunate.
So what is the response?
Oh no! Wait for Luke. Wait for
Palpatine.
Luke. Oh, I think you should have waited for Luke. That being said, how
Palpatine
many does he
coming
have though?
down.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, so he could have dodged Luke's lightsaber. That's unfortunate. Yeah, because Luke comes out right here. And then shielded. Yep. Ooh, that feels bad.
Yeah, pretty good response. So Palpatine takes out Redemption, and then Luke coming down, taking out Palpatine.
Interesting. Opting for the arc over a shield.
Yeah, it is an interesting
Oh, is that a
choice.
Veg? I think that's a takedown. Is that? Oh, it's power of the dark side.
I
Interesting. That might be what Philip was playing around.
absolutely. I think the power of the dark side has to be
Yeah.
respected, and Philip makes the right call.
But then still here, don't you just attack? Oh, no, because arc is 3 health, right?
Yeah,
Very
3
good.
health for Arc.
But I guess here you. Oh, no, because if he has Luke's lightsaber right now, yeah, just clearing out Luke swinging right into it. I was going to say you can force choke, but then if you force choke or attack into Vader and don't use Vader's thing on him, then Luke's lightsaber comes down and just undoes everything.
Right.
He's definitely gonna say that super laser for if Philip gets a little too spicy.
So here comes home one. The problem is we know Guy has the super laser blast.
Yeah. Top 4 for this tournament currently are Darth Vader, Luke Skywalker, Boba Fett, and Sabine. Yeah, this is gonna be really satisfying to just nuke. Do
Is
it
that
before he
what he
heals, my
does? Yeah,
man.
he's Wing Leader was brought back in off of home one's ability, buffing up restored arc.
Yes, this stream will be posted to the Pro Play Games YouTube channel. Yeah,
So
that
there
feels
we
good.
go. Super laser blast coming down, cleaning up the board.
Having that happen to you twice in one game is nuts.
Yeah, that's tough. So Phillips just going to claim the initiative. The only threat left in hand currently, Obi-Wan.
Ooh, entrenched.
R2D2 to start us off for this turn. An immediate takedown on R2D2, so
That was
Guy keeping
probably.
the board cleared. Oh, how about that?
Nasty.
How about that?
Absolutely nasty.
Obi-Wan
Good
not able to
play.
stay on the board.
I don't know how he's going to come back from this.
Yeah, that
I
is a
don't know
very tough
how in the
spot now.
world Philip will come back from that.
Does Philip have
I'm not going to lie. This is probably my favorite match of the
any out?
day.
Yeah, absolutely.
This is probably my favorite one so far.
Philip with 15 damage on. Nothing in the hand that does anything to Avenger.
That knowledge
Viper
is going
Probe
to go
Droid.
crazy. Philip must feel awful because he knows anything that I play is gone. Yikes.
Absolutely. So Avenger will go in.
If he plays Obi-Wan and it
Big
gets vanquished,
damage.
I'm just like, I would just scoop it up.
Right.
I'm like, you got it, bro. Double super laser blast, Avenger, and literally anything else. Nah, you got it, bro.
Absolutely. I mean, at this point, just one more attack from the Avenger would finish this first game. And Philip does not have any answer for Avenger in his hand. He has nothing that he can play into space.
It's just an absolute slugfest.
No U-Wing. And yep,
like
that's
PGs.
going to be the initiative for Gui, and that should wrap things up for game one.
Yeah, you can't even. Oh, because yeah, he claimed initiative, so it doesn't matter. He doesn't get a shot to defend himself.
Yeah, nothing Philip can do. So game one goes to Gui. Here in the top four, Vader doing it again. Gui is on a roll.
He's cooking.
He is looking really strong with Vader.
Yeah.
His play is top notch right now, and it's going to be
100%.
very hard to slow him down.
100%, especially when he's playing something that's not just like super aggro. He's like Luke, I think, is very on pace with Vader, and the fact that Gui was able to draw into both super laser blasts and established an Avenger out was really disgusting. He set his Avenger up very well because he used the takedown on like a little body and it almost appeared like it was like wasting it, but he had the resources, so no matter what Philip would play in response, it just gets wiped out with Avenger. And I think he's playing out of his mind and seeing everything that he needs to see.
Absolutely. Yeah, great play from Gui.
How's the other game going? It doesn't look like they have finished yet, but we will definitely update you guys as soon as they finish and before we go into finals. But as this is Vader versus Luke, the other match is Sabine and Boba, which, to be honest, I'm a little surprised hasn't ended already.
All right, so what are we thinking this time around? Can Philip force a game 3? This seems like a really tough matchup for Philip. It does seem like a tough matchup.
I think it depends on what cards you can see or who sees their like important cards first. I think if you can see Alliance Dispatcher opening hand and then hit Luke quickly and hit Obi quickly, you should be fine. The main thing is you need to be able to put up shields faster than your opponent can play villainous cards and proc Vader. And they also, I think, need to be villainous bodies because the removal cards are amazing, absolutely, but they also need to still have things on board to attack into you with. So if he can, he basically just needs to set up faster than his opponent can set up, make him rely on the removal events over removal bodies so that um, Luke has the ability to proc, have all of his shields go off, and go wide while Vader will be stuck on his back foot. But I mean, we saw that last game. We saw Philip have a bigger ground arena, and Gui basically have nothing. And we saw Gui was able to come back and take him out, which is really, really good.
Yeah, that first game is a great sign for Gui because, as you mentioned, I mean, Gui did not have a great start last game and was still able to stabilize and come back and claim the victory. So definitely not something you like to see for Philip because you felt like you had a pretty good aggressive start and it still
I'm
didn't
not sure
pan
he felt
out.
like he did everything correctly, and he played it very well and had an intimidating board, and just still the villainy vigilance cards are just too much to try and keep track of. That is fair. Mon Mothma is definitely a very big card, I think, and just Luke in general. Just adding the consistency that you get from Luke. Ooh, Alliance Dispatcher activating, allowing you to bring out Kanan turn 2.
So if this game feeling a bit familiar already, Kanan coming out in turn 2 for the second straight time. Gui does have the Inferno 4 out this time around. I am your father. And
No, you're not. You're
Philip
just
is
some guy that
going
I know.
to Philip's going to allow Gui to draw 3 cards.
That's so good. It's it's because it's, of course, 9 times out of 10 your opponent's going to say no, whatever. But you have to be very careful about that because you may be saving one body, but 3 cards can be a lot of advantage that you're offering up to your opponent.
Absolutely, especially in a deck like this, the card advantage just goes such a long way for Gui.
100%. You don't want to give Gui the ability to see his Super Laser Blast, his Powers of the Dark Side, his Vanquishes, his Avengers. Like, he has a lot of weapons at his disposal, and you're just helping him to get to them faster.
So Kanan goes across for 4. Heals the 2 damage off Philip's base. Inferno 4 right back across for 2 again. And then Philip putting down a restored arc. Does he have Force Choke in his hand? Yes, he does. There's Force
I believe
Choke.
he does, yeah.
That is going to remove Kanan. Very interesting play. Putting the lightsaber down onto Alliance Dispatcher.
If I'm Gui, I'm loving that. That's fine. You can have Dispatcher be bigger. As long as it's not a Luke Skywalker, we're good.
Right. So Dispatcher will go 4 damage to base. And Gui, well, thinking twice. He will claim the initiative. Yeah, I think you're right, Max. I think the lightsaber on a dispatcher, you're fine seeing that. The card
Yeah.
advantage that Gui has from the I am your father.
Yep, and he just trades it away just for Death Star Stormtrooper.
Right.
That is a very
Absolutely.
good player.
He's got to be feeling good about his position. So Fleet Lieutenant down onto the board. Restored Arc will go into base for 4. And Gui will come back with an open fire to defeat Fleet Lieutenant.
Mm-hmm.
And
I think I
another
might have
restored
kept that,
arc.
to be honest. I think I'd rather Fleet Lieutenant attack into me than the arcs, especially because obviously they restore, and then when the Vader comes out, it'll be easier to deal with something that's in ground. I guess the thing he might have been playing around is Luke, but he just arced afterwards, so it kind of felt a little bad. They're resourcing the resupply.
Yeah, pretty easy choice at this stage for Philip to put the resupply down.
Mm-hmm.
Philip quickly 2 into base with the damaged restored arc.
Yeah.
I mean, Philip has dealt some pretty good damage here, but it just feels like Gui has so many options still left in hand, so much removal available to him.
I always forget that Inferno 4 is on deletion as well.
Yeah, it is. It is very good being able to get that trigger twice.
Mm-hmm.
2 more damage with restored arc. And Power of the Dark Side taking out the restored arc. Does he have another power in hand, or entrenched maybe?
Oh, another Power of the Dark Side right here would feel great. I think, yeah, there's definitely entrenched. I don't know if you wasted on Kanan, though. So here, dude, I can't get out of that habit. It's crazy. You can just tell that he's like, do I drop it here? Gee, I really hope you don't entrench, my friend. Save it for Luke. That restore 3. Is that Avenger?
I think he's
That's
just
entrenched?
holding out those 2 resources again.
So what do we see in this hand? We see
Back over to
Vigilance,
Philip.
Entrenched, and then 2 other cards?
Is this a play? So Gui passes back over to Philip. Is this a chance? You've got the Kanan on board. You've got 16 damage on Gui's base. If you're Philip, do you just pass here? You've got the initiative. You know the entrenched is coming here, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I guess he's still able to get the initiative. So I guess you just force it out of his hand.
I probably would have passed, but I mean, as soon as, like, if you Vader's right here, right? I'm saving that Fleet Lieutenant for the second that Vader drops. So if I'm Philip, right? I have initiative. I'm thinking that first thing I'll do is drop Wing Leader, give the 2 experience tokens to Luke to kind of make it so that he does not want to Vader, because the second Vader comes out and I Fleet Lieutenant, then it's just gone.
Right. So Philip with the initiative. Got to assume he probably attacks with Kanan first. And that is exactly what he's going to do. Fleet Lieutenant down, buffing up Kanan. So that's going to be 6 damage to base and hitting the Lieutenant off the top.
He can't hit Super Laser Blast yet. He only has 7 resources.
Does he have Super Laser Blast in his hand?
No, he does not.
I don't think he does. the great thing for Philip, with the entrenched on Luke Skywalker, he has an immediate answer for Vader.
Yeah.
So Vader, in this board state, not going to do anything.
Yeah.
Top 4 here at the very first Star Wars Unlimited 5K. Under 20 minutes to go now. Vigilance coming down for Gui, taking out the Fleet Lieutenant, 5 off of base. Back down to just 17 damage on.
Echo base defender's not bad.
Yeah, no, not
I
at
think
all.
he's definitely
Echo
baiting
base
out
defender.
He might be baiting out the super laser blast at this point. He's like, let me just see how much I can establish without establishing too much and overextending. In the hopes that I can hold out.
And from the looks of it, Gui does not have a super laser blast in hand, I don't believe.
No, sir. No, sir.
Now, he does have the initiative, but probably going to be seeing some damage come through this turn. So he's going to start with Force Choke onto the Echo base defender. Philip will draw an extra card. And I'm assuming got to go in with Kanan first once again.
Yeah, of course. It's the only thing you really can attack with right now.
Yeah, so 4 damage to base, 21 damage on, discarding Inferno 4. If you're Philip, you'd love to see maybe an Avenger Super Laser Blast being discarded off the Kanan trigger.
Oh, 100%. If Philip would have hit a Super Laser Blast right there, I know he would have been ecstatic.
Absolutely. And then you gives yourself so much more information on how you can push forward on the board. So the Vader.
I totally missed it. What? Force choke. Force choke.
Yeah, the Force choke, and then Vader ability taking off Kanan's shield. Philip plays down Restored Arc. He still has 6 resources available. And here comes Vader. And Luke will instantly...
I think there's 1 health left on Vader.
Oh, is there?
Yeah, Vader's 8 and Luke's currently at 7 with the trench.
Yeah, that's right. I miscalculated by 1. So yeah, 1 left on Vader.
This is rough, though. Kanan has a shield? That sucks. I'm probably taking out Kanan. Nah, but I guess because they would kill either. That's annoying. That's so annoying. Probably attacking a Luke and then just take the shield off Kanan.
So it looks like he's contemplating maybe just doing the damage to the base.
Yeah.
Yeah, he just attacked base, take the shield off of Kanan.
If I'm Philip, that might send like a message like, Super Laser Blast next turn. I can't drop Luke. And of course, we know that'd definitely be a bluff. But Philip does not know that.
That's absolutely right. So Philip just claims the initiative after that play. And there is the Force Lightning, and that will take out the Kanan. Down to just 15 minutes on the clock.
Interesting. I'm surprised. Oh, because he doesn't have initiative. I was going to say he top decked the Darth Vader's lightsaber. I thought he'd attach it, but that thing is not going to live long enough to stay on board.
So Philip has to go in with restored arc first, get that damage in before he gets removed. Gui up to 23 damage on his base now.
Philip's 5. Holy moly.
And it looks like Vader.
I know he's real mad
Just
that
going to
ditched that dark saber or the Darth Vader's lightsaber.
just going to trade here.
Mm-hmm.
Vader for Luke, 2 damage onto restored arc.
It looks like Boba beat Sabine in the other table 2-0. So Andrew Cox with Boba Fett will be one of your finalists for tonight. And he will play the winner of this match.
Very nice. Probably not too surprising. We know that one of the decks that Sabine, one of the decks Sabine seems to struggle with is Boba.
Well, that actually feels really good. The only issue is that Luke Skywalker. I'm surprised he didn't learn from last game that Luke's gonna one-shot you, dude.
Yep, same play we saw last game. Palpatine coming up,
exactly.
wiping out the board, and then Luke, in response, takes out the Palp.
Yeah.
He does have the initiative.
Nice.
I think, does he have the Avenger in hand? It looked like it. Yep, that's exactly what he's going to do. Avenger takes out the Luke.
Perfect time to grab it, too. At this point, he has to do Obi and Pathfinder?
Yeah, you've got to... If he has 2 units in his hand, he's got to get 2 on board. Is that 2 Obi-Wan Kenobi in his hand? That is not great. That is not great at all for Philip. Avenger has once again come down.
Is going to be really good, simply because it gives him an action that he can utilize before having to attack with Avenger.
Absolutely. Avenger has once again come in and completely stabilized. And
yep. Can't wait to go on TCG Player later and watch the Avenger buyout.
Right. The Avenger and the Vigilance.
Yeah. 100%.
Stocks rising rapidly
100%.
Throughout today. No doubt. So Echo-based Defender for Philip.
Also, chat, we just passed 700. Thank you, everybody, for stopping in and joining tonight's stream. We're, some of you newer viewers might be just now realizing we are streaming Pro Play Games' $5,000 in-person Star Wars Unlimited event. It is the biggest in-person event in North America so far, and we are currently hanging out in Kissimmee, Florida. Oh my God, Russell Lepar, I'm such a big fan, bro.
Mr. Kenobi coming down. Stormtrooper trading with the Defender.
Yeah, that is such a good trade. Yeah, this is just...
There goes Kenobi.
It went from, 22 damage to against 5, and then Avenger came down, and now the game is over.
Right. Yeah, Avenger has completely taken over the game, and looks like it's going to wrap it up for Gui.
Yep. Do you think his friends ever call him Gui, like GG?
That's great. If they haven't, they should now.
Yeah.
That's going to do it.
Philip
is going to scoop it up. The writing was on the wall. Gui is heading into the finals with Vader Blue.